Yes, hello, good afternoon. So we are in the uh, second part of our program, the NREA Metro Results e-learning hub. And if I may ask, is Attorney Tin in here?
Yes, PRO nandiyan na siya.
Yes
Yes,
po.
I'm here.
Opo, let us welcome din po si President Joy, which just joined us in our success series, ano? Uh, President Joy, dito po kayo.
Na-disconnect ata siya, PRO.
Na-disconnect. Opo.
Nawala siya, oh.
So, uh, yes, we can proceed na po, no? With the presentation of Attorney Tin.
Okay, good afternoon everyone.
Opo. Introduce ko po muna si Attorney Tin.
Sige.
Of course, she is our former auditor of NREA Metro Rizal chapter. A BSRM professor in Lyceum of Alabang and a law professor in University of Caloocan City College of Law. This is Attorney Maria Cristina Simbran, CPA, Reb Rhea. Hi, Attorney. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon everyone. Sige, thank you for the introduction, Juan. So I'll share my screen, no? Para, wait lang. May admin tayo, Juan. May mga ano lang din kasi may pumapasok. Nagpa-prompt.
Yes, nagpa-pop up. Yes po, ay mga BOTs are admins.
Okay, okay. Okay, thank you. I'll share my screen. Kita na po ba yung screen?
Yes, attorney.
Yes,
Okay.
attorney.
Kita po.
Sige. I'll start po with the estate tax kasi ito yung mas mahabang topic. Okay? Kasi we have only 1 hour, I guess. So, I'll squeeze it to 30 minutes per topic. But let's see. Okay? So, I'll discuss the estate tax. So, currently, under the train law, effective last January 1, 2018, okay, the estate tax rate is now 6%. The 6% will be multiplied to the net taxable estate. Okay, prior to train law, we have graduated tax rates. So when you say graduated tax rates, as the net estate goes higher, the tax rate also goes up. Okay. So the composition of gross estate, okay, so for non-resident alien, okay, only those real and personal properties within the Philippines. Okay, this is because we don't have jurisdiction dun sa properties nila abroad. We can only tax those properties within the Philippines. I'm sorry. Bumitaw yung internet. I'll reshare my screen.
Tama, na wala po panandalian.
Okay. So, ayun. Saan ako nawala? Sige, non-resident alien, I'll just reiterate. So for non-resident aliens, since we do not have jurisdiction over the properties abroad, we can only tax the real and personal properties located within the Philippines. But if resident and citizen, yung dissident, we can tax the properties wherever situated. So this means within the Philippines or outside the Philippines will be taxable. Okay? So for valuation of gross estate, in general, we value the gross estate based on fair market value. But let us take note that the fair market value should be at the time of the death of decedent. Okay? Sometimes there are taxpayers who file the estate taxes, no? They file sometimes with sale. For example, extrajudicial settlement with sale. The sale is current transaction. Sometimes they only bring the valuation or the tax declaration, the current tax declaration. When we check the date of death of the decedent, sobrang tagal na palang namatay, like 1970s or 1980s. So we are asking for the valuation at otherwise yung current value yung matatax, which is that's too high if yung difference from the time of death and the current is so high. Okay, so let us remember the valuation of gross estate is always at the time when the decedent died. Okay, so for real properties, this usually the value, whichever is higher between the zonal value approved by the Commissioner of Internal Revenue, which is also accessible through the BIR website, or the fair market value as per the assessor's office. Okay? But due to the changes no sa under RP Vara law, the vision under RP Vara law is that there will only be one valuation. So no more valuation from the assessor or from the BIR. So we're still waiting for that valuation. Okay, but for now, since hindi pa naman nila nire-release, we will still stick to this rule. So whichever is higher. Okay. Valuation of gross estate for stocks. Okay, because sometimes these decedents died with shares of stocks. Okay. First, we look the type of the stocks. Is it listed and traded or not listed? When we say listed and traded, this stock is available through the market stock exchange. Okay? Pwede mo siyang bilhin sa market. Available siya through different platforms. Okay? The not listed, this is not available for the public consumption. Okay? So most likely, these are private corporations, close corporation or family corporations. They sell only these stocks dun sa small circle lang, not sa public. Okay? So for listed and traded, the valuation is based on the price at the time of death. Again, or the arithmetic mean or the average, okay, between the highest and lowest quotation at a date nearest the date of death. Kung sakali lang na hindi available sa exact date of death. Okay? So, kung ano yung nearest. If it's not listed, okay, the valuation is based on the book value for common shares. Okay? Assuming na yung stocks niya is common share. Or kung preferred share naman, the par value as shown in the audited FS or the audited financial statements of the issuing corporation. Kung kaninong stocks yung kung kaninong stocks yun, okay? Nearest at the date of death. If the share is proprietary, this means yung mga club shares, no, it is valued using the bid price on the date of death or nearest to the date of death. This is published in the newspaper. So, to prove the value, you submit a copy of the published the newspaper itself, no? You bring it for proper valuation. Cash in bank, so this is whether local or foreign currency, it shall be based on the peso value. So if it's in a foreign currency, there must be a certification that the value at the time of death is this amount in peso. Okay? So let's discuss the mandatory requirements. For mandatory requirements, of course, the death certificate. It must be certified through copy. Okay. O if not available, pwede din naman yung sa Certificate of No Record of Death from the PSA, Philippine Statistics Authority, and any valid secondary evidence. So, take note, this one, the certified true copy of the death certificate, pwede na to. Pero pag wala, there should be certificate of no record of death and any valid secondary evidence. Okay? So, wala siyang specific kasi it is subject to review. Kasi secondary evidence lang naman siya. Okay? Pwede din siyang, ayun, yung mga any documentation issued by any government agency or office sufficient to establish the fact of death of the decedent. Okay. Nangyayari yan kasi pagka hindi na makita yung tao. Okay? Or parang may incident na part siya nung incident na yon, but yung corpus, yung body nung tao is hindi ma-confirm. So, yun yung mga instances kaya nagkakaroon ng uh, the second of dissident and heirs. So, don't forget na even yung mga magmamana, kailangan ng TIN. Because this is required dahil nag-a-appear po siya sa e-car. Okay? Then, third one is the affidavit of self-adjudication or deed of extrajudicial settlement. The difference of these two documents, yung self-adjudication, kung isa lang po yung magmamana. Okay? Meaning po nung isa lang magmamana, siya lang talaga under the law yung may capacity to inherit. Hindi po siya yung nag-waive yung mga kapatid or the spouse para sa isang tao lang. Okay? Marami kasing gumagawa niyan, which is wrong. Okay? Kasi kung may ibang magmamana, dapat po deed of extrajudicial settlement. Okay? Because all the heirs are required to sign sa document. No? Or kung wala po yan, pwede yung court decision or judgment if the estate has been settled judicially. Or if there is a last will and testament. So, yung last will and testament po, you don't bring this to the bureau, to the BIR for computation. There should still be court decision or judgment or court order. Kasi yung last will and testament po, no, under the Civil Code of the Philippines, it must be probated. Meaning, dadaan po talaga siya sa court. Required po siyang dumaan sa court para ma-check po yung authenticity ng document and kung talagang may capacity si decedent at the time na nabubuhay siya nung ginawa niya yon. So, marami pong i-check doon. Okay? The next is for claims against the estate. Meaning nito may naniningil, may naghahabol sa estate. Okay? Arising from contract of loan or promissory note. Yan. Kasi po, ito, pwede kasi siyang maging deduction. That's why, kung gagamitin siya as deduction sa estate, sa taxable estate, this must be presented. Okay? Then, proof of the claimed property previously taxed. So, property previously taxed, kasi meron po kasi tayong tinatawag na may additional deduction po kasi, no? Which is too technical to explain. Ang example lang po nun is, for example, dinonate siya within this year, dinonate siya dun sa namatay, pero buhay pa siya nung dinonate, of course. Binayaran yung donor's tax. Eventually, namatay siya. So, meron pong, sa accounting term po, before, it's called the vanishing deduction. Okay? May ganun pong mga cases na pag within a year, 100% of the tax paid can be deducted. May mga ganun po siya. If 2 years, meron din percentage yun. So, this one, kung meron pong previously binayaran dun sa property na yon, pwede din po siyang maklaim as deduction. So, next is proof of the claim transfer for public use. So, usually naman yan, naka-annotate sa title na this has been covered under CARP, yung mga ganon. Or kinuha ng government because of the eminent domain power of the government. Okay? So, dapat may proof po. Then, at least one government-issued ID of the executor or administrator of the estate. So, kung wala namang executor or administrator appointed, the heirs, okay, or the transferees. Okay. For real properties, ito lang naman yung kailangan. Usually, 3 lang talaga siya. Certified true copy ng title or the CCT for condominium. Certified true copy of the tax declaration of real properties. Okay? If untitled po siya, including the improvements at the time of death or succeeding available tax declaration issued nearest at the time of death of the decedent. Okay? Kasi may mga times po na walang title yung lupa, pero may tax deck. Okay? Certificate of no improvement issued by the assessor's office at the time of death of the decedent, if applicable. So, we cannot say na land only without giving this proof. Okay? Kasi we need documentation. Okay po? Mahirap po yung verbal lang kasi possible na meron pala talagang improvement. Kasi even defense may value. Okay po. May madalas may tax deck din siya. Or parang maliit lang na quarters, but may tax deck din siya, ganyan. Okay? For personal properties, common personal properties, yung mga deposit. Okay? Certificate of deposit issued by the bank or certificate of investment or indebtedness owned by the decedent alone, kung siya lang yung may ganon, or kung joint yun, decedent wag na nating isama sa estate tax. That's wrong po. As long as meron pong share yung decedent, you need to provide po yung documentation para masama po siya sa computation ng estate tax. And certificate of registration pag mga sasakyan, okay? And proofs showing the correct value of the same. So, this one hindi naman po mahigpit ang BIR. So, pwede po yung valuation issued by a certified appraiser or even proof po using the marketplace na same, as long as same unit, same make, same brand, ganun. Kumbaga, pwede mo siyang ma-value through that comparison. Certificate of stocks, okay? Proof of valuation of shares of stocks, na-discuss natin kanina. So, ano yung mga proof nun? Yung audited financial statements or yung mga publication, okay? Proof of valuation of other types of personal property. So, other requirements, syempre, yung special power of attorney, if the person transacting is the authorized representative or one of the heirs. So, suppose, ang ano dyan, dapat lahat ng heirs nakasign appointing the person. Okay? Kasi hindi naman pwedeng isa lang yung heir na pipirma. Hindi lang naman siya yung interested kasi dun sa processing, 'di ba? Supposedly, all the heirs should sign. Then, certification from the Philippine Consulate or apostille if the document is executed abroad. Then, location plan or vicinity map if the zonal value is not readily available. So, nangyayari yan pagka yung lugar is not identifiable sa zonal valuation. Okay? Deductions from the gross estate. So, ito naman yung mga items that will reduce the taxable estate to arrive at the net taxable estate. Okay? For the comprehensive deductions, you can check the Annex A of the Revenue Regulation number 6-2019. Okay, yung Annex A po na yan, ano dun po yung mga deductions allowed depending on the kung kailan namatay. Kung kailan, kung kailan may particular siyang law and kung kailan siya effective, then ano yung deductions na effective that time. Kasi po, ang gaya ng binanggit ko kanina, the tax rate used is based on the law at the time of death. So, same with the deductions. We will use the deductions allowed at the time of death. Okay? So, kung prior train law siya or assuming 1990 siya namatay, you will check the law at the time of death. Check nyo kung meron bang ganung deduction before. Kasi po, yung mga standard deduction, mga ganong examples, hindi siya, merong siyang year kung kailan siya naging effective. Okay? So, ang i-discuss na lang natin, yung under the train law, kasi this is the current law, okay? Ito po yung nabago. So, from 1 million pesos prior train law sa standard deduction, now it's 5 million. Okay? Sa family home naman, it's now 10 million. Okay? Ganyan na po siya kalaki. So, kung hindi naman naabot sa ganito yung value ng estate ng dissident, exempt na po yun. Kasi magne-negative na siya. Okay? And then additional deduction, na-retain po yung funeral expenses and judicial cost. Na-retain din yung debts and obligations of the decedent. Okay. For funeral expenses and judicial costs, these are the expenses related dun sa pagkamatay po nung decedent. Okay. Debts and obligation of the decedent at the time of death, yung kanina, yung mga claims against the estate. Okay. Then certain transfers and bequests to charitable institution. This one, exempt kasi to. So, pwede po siyang maideduct. As long as this provision is here because we encourage yung philanthropy. No? Siyempre, namatay naman na siya. Hindi naman na niya magagamit yung property. So, we encourage na kapag binibigay siya sa charitable institution. So, time of filing, under the train law, within 1 year from the date of death. So, prior train law po, no, baka may magpa-file pa dyan ng late, 6 months po before, no, from the date of death. So, ngayon, 1 year na. Siyempre, in-adjust po yan because siyempre yung 6 months, it's too short. Nagluluksa ka pa ng 1 buwan, 2 buwan, o 3 buwan. Tapos mag-aasikaso ka na agad ng papers. Diba? So, Circular 56-2024. Okay. First po, ito ang place of filing. So, RDO, which has jurisdiction over the tin of the estate of the decedent. So, saan ba yun? Diba? Papasok ngayon dito siya. Sa pag no registered business, the tin may be secured from the RDO where the administrator or heirs intend to apply for the issuance of e-car. So, kasi po, pag may tin tayo as living, magkaiba po yun sa tin pag namatay. Kasi po, yung tin na required dito ngayon sa pagpa-file ng estate tax is tin of the estate. Yung mga properties na naiwan. Hindi tin nung namatay. Tin nung estate. So, saan ba yan? Pinapa-issue po natin yan sa BIR. Yeah, lalagyan po yan ng ibang tin. Iba po siya dun sa tin mismo na buhay pa siya. Okay? Pero pag may registered business po, the processing of e-car shall be processed by the RDO where the business is registered. Yan na po yung bagong rule. The idea here is possible na may mga for compliance pa si decedent dun sa business niya. Okay? So, para maiwasan yung hindi ma-comply, dito na siya nire-require. Kung saan siya may business, as sole proprietor or professional, Okay? Dun na po siya ifa-file, yung ICAR. Okay? Pero kung wala namang business, kung saan niyo po gusto, kung saan po intention ni heirs magpa-issue ng ICAR, pwede po doon. So if it's kung nasa probinsya po yung properties, pero dito na kayo nakatira talaga sa Manila, you can file it here. Okay? But make sure you have the proper documentation. So that's all po for the estate tax. Okay? We'll proceed sa donor's tax para if we have time, I can entertain questions naman. Sir Juan, are you there?
Yes po, Attorney Tin.
Ah,
Yes, we can proceed na po sa may
proceed ko na.
donor's tax.
Sige.
Ayan, sorry pala po kung makasingit. Question, si Sir John Conrad Cruz. Magkakatin din po ba yung bank deposit na naiwan po nung dissident?
I'm sorry?
Magkakatin po ba ang bank deposit na naiwan po nung dissident?
Opo, i-issuean din po yun ng estate team. Kasi dun ipapasok ni bank. That's why pag meron po kasi tayong ano dyan, no, yung rule na kahit hindi ka na mag-file sa BIR, kapag ang ipaprocess mo lang naman is bank deposit. Kasi the banks are now allowed to withhold 6% bago nila ilabas yung pera. Medyo malaki lang siya kasi outright yun. So ang hihingin ni bank, yung TIN verification from BIR. So yung may estate team doon na i-assign. Okay, tapos yun yung dadalin niya sa bank na proof ng estate team. After that, ipaprocess ni bank yung withdrawal ng pera, ibibigay niya sa heirs, pero withhold na niya ng 6%. Okay, but this is only allowed kung hindi pa late filing. So dapat within a year, ma-file na siya. Yan, pwede yan diretso sa bangko. As long as walang ibang properties. That's the only property. Otherwise, dapat mag-ICAR, dumaan sa ICAR. Okay. Yes po, Stuart, Sir Stuart.
Paano natin, attorney, pati check ko na ano lang, tax deck only yung yung lot.
Yung? Yung lot.
Oo.
Well, actually, ang nakakaalam talaga niyan, yung owner. Okay, so, kasi syempre, siya yung nakakaalam kung paano niya binili, kung ano yung history ng
Ah,
property.
magbe-verify. Wala
Pero
siyang way.
pwede mo siyang mapa-verify using yung mga documents, of course, na available, like the tax declaration or the vicinity map, or yung may mapa tayo hinihingi, di ba, Prof. Conrad, sa DAR, or yung sa LGU, meron din silang map na para makita ni Registry of Deeds. Ipapa-verify nyo kay Registry of Deeds kung may title siya or wala.
Register of Deeds daw. Or Bureau of Lands. Or Register of Deeds.
Sa Registry of Deeds, usually yan, kasi sila yung nag-i-issue ng title.
Okay. Thank you, attorney.
Okay po. Any question po? Kung may maisip pa po kayo, pa-take note muna.
Tama.
We'll proceed
Yes
sa
po.
donor's
Proceed
tax.
na po sa next topic, donor's tax.
Okay. po. This is other type of one-time transaction or ONET na tinatawag natin.
Hello, Attorney Tin. Opo, mukhang nawala ulit si Miss Simbran.
Sa sorry, bumibitaw talaga yung internet dito eh.
Hello, welcome back, Attorney.
Kaya nga, sige, proceed tayo. Parang may ano siya, may limit siya eh. Parang within 5 minutes. The owner's tax is the tax imposed sa gratuitous transfer or transmission of a donation, makita, or gift between two or more persons who are living at the time of the transfer. Okay? So, it shall apply whether the transfer is in trust or otherwise, whether the gift is direct or indirect, and whether the property is real or personal, tangible or intangible. Okay? So, para mataksan siya, ang tax rate is 6% computed on the basis of the total gifts. Kaya siya total gifts kasi baka maraming regalo. Okay? In excess of 250,000. Okay, exempt gift made during the calendar year. So take note po, meron tayong 250,000 na exempt dun sa total gifts made during calendar year. So meaning nito, calendar year is January to December. Okay? So kung monthly kayo nag-donate, ang computation po nun dapat cumulative. Kasi dapat one time lang po in a year ang 250,000 natin. Okay? Hindi po siya kada donation in a year. Okay? So, total of gifts in a year less 250,000. So, taxable base, similar naman dun sa ano natin, no, sa discussion kanina, real property, higher between zonal value and fair market value. If personal property, fair market value. Okay. Sinasabi po ito sa batas natin kasi baka kasi isipin nyo, yung isang bagay na pinamana sa inyo, sobrang halaga nun sa inyo, para priceless, kumbaga. Sabi nyo, hindi yan matutumbasan ng pera. Pero ang basis natin, yung fair market value. Okay? So, for shares of stocks, not listed or not traded, book value per share. For shares of stocks listed or traded, yung price from the Philippine Stock Exchange or the latest fair market value. So similar lang din sa una nating discussion. But this time, of course, yung valuation niya is at the time of donation. Yung kanina at the time of death eh. So ito at the time of donation. So the due date of filing the BIR form number 1800 is within 30 days, okay, from date of donation. So 30 days ha, hindi 31. So when gifts are made during the same calendar year but on different dates, yung binanggit ko kanina, the donor's tax shall be computed based on the total net gifts during the year. So yung, para makita nyo lang yung overview ng processing, no? So first is, you submit the complete mandatory requirements. Okay? Pwede mo naman siyang ipa-check either sa tinatawag naming Public Assistance and Complaints Desk, PACD, or sa Office of the Day. Yan. Kung hindi ka sure sa documents mo. Okay. Then, pag once complete na siya, you may proceed dun sa computation. No, pa-compute kayo nung official computation sheet. But this is subject to review and approval. Okay? So hindi pa yan i-release sa'yo agad yung computation sheet. So i-review pa yan. Then after that, may particular date kung kailan mo babalikan yung computation sheet. Usually naman within 3 days lang yan or 5. Depende sa complexity ng computation. Then after receiving the computation sheet, you may file and pay corresponding tax due. Okay. Then after that, submit all the complete documents. Yung payment, usually payment na lang yung sinasubmit dyan eh. Kasi nandoon na yung first mga initial documents. So yung payment, bibigay for issuance for verification of payment, of course. Then after that, yung issuance ng e-car. So the checklist of requirements for the donor's tax. Okay. First is the notarized deed of donation. Second, the TIN of donor and donees. So, both dapat ng parties meron. Same with the estate tax, no? Lahat ng parties that may TIN. Kapag walang TIN, ini-issuehan naman yon ng one-time TIN na tinatawag. So, duly notarized SPA for the signing party if the latter is not one of the parties. Then, secretary certificate property indicating the name and position of the authorized signatory to the deed of donation. Kasi pwede naman po kasing mag-donate ang corporation. So, kung sino yung pumirma nun dun sa deed of donation, dapat may proof kung saan nanggagaling yung authority niya. So usually, secretary's certificate or board reso na ina-approve na siya yung authorized signatory. Okay, hindi kasi pwedeng sabihin na siya naman yung president. Siya naman yung ganito. Siya yung may-ari ng corporation. It should be supported. It must emanate from a source. Okay, that's why this is needed. Okay, for real properties, same lang, certified true copy ng title or the condominium certificate of title, certified true copy of the tax declaration at the time or nearest sa date ng transaction. Okay? Or certificate of no improvement kung wala namang siyang improvement. For personal properties, we also have yung latest audited financial statement of the issuing corporation with computation of the book value per share. Okay? Or pagka listed or traded naman siya, yun, sa PSE lang din, pwede naman makita. Okay? Or sa publication. For club shares, yung published price din sa newspaper. Then the photocopy of stock certificate, the proof of valuation kung ibang personal property siya. Then proof of claim deductions, if applicable, certificate of deposit. Okay? Then certificate of registration pagkasasakyan. Yun lang naman usually ang dinodonate. So, other additional requirements, kung meron kang claim tax credit, okay, SPA, yan. PSA, certificate true copy of marriage certificate or contract. Certification from the Philippine Consulate or Apostille kung nag-execute ka dun ng SPA sa abroad or nag-execute ka ng deed of donation sa abroad or the vicinity map kapag ka hindi readily available yung zonal value. Certificate of exemption or BIR ruling. Okay? Kasi minsan may mga pa-process po, nagpa-process ng donor's tax, sasabihin nila exempt yung transaction na yon. So, pwede pong magbigay ng proof. So, where to proceed? Same lang din, present yung complete requirements, then secure on-net computation. Tapos, yun, wait for the day kung kailan mo makukuha yung computation sheet, then file and pay. Okay? So, kapag cash naman, ito usually nangyayari din naman to, pag purely cash, may iba po tayong rule. So, hindi natin susundin yung mahaba na yun. Ito lang naman siya. Since purely cash. So, this one, bagong-bago lang siya. Revenue Memorandum Circular 10-2026. Last month lang. February 4, 2026 in issue. So, for purely cash, so may notarized deed of donation pa rin yan. Okay? Proof of cash transfer. Ayan, official receipt or acknowledgement letter na na-receive niya yung ganong pera or validated deposit slip, fund transfer confirmation. Okay. Nangyayari to. Recently lang may nag-transfer na tycoon sa anak niya. 3 billion, I think. Pero di ko na alam kung saan. Di ko na sasabihin kung saang district. So, meron. Nangyayari siya. Ganon kalaki ang mga purely cash donation. So, proof of filing of donor's tax return, proof of payment of donor's tax, certificate of donation. Yan, yung kanina, kapag tax-exempt donee siya. Sino ba yung mga tax-exempt? Usually yan, mga charitable institutions, yung mga churches, valid government-issued ID, of course, or the secretary certificate or board resolution, pag non-individual. And then yung TIN ng donor and donee. So, yan. Yan lang pag cash. So, for cash donations made to accredited donee institution under Section 34H, okay, yung mga documents po na yon shall serve as evidence of transaction to support future claims for deductions. Kasi po, sa income tax po natin, yung donations po can be claimed as deduction sa pag-compute ng income tax. Okay? So, yung mga documents daw po na yon, pag kompleto, in addition sa Philippine Council for NGO Certification Accreditation issued by the BIR to the donee, yun yung magiging proof na pwede nilang ma-deduct yung donation na yon. And the cool thing about this is an e-car is not required for donations consisting purely of cash. Wala nang e-car yan. As these do not involve the transfer of registrable property subject to registration in any government registry. Okay? So filing and payment, so same with natin kanina sa estate tax. Ito, applicable naman sa lahat ng taxes. Pwedeng EFPS, which yung electronic filing and payment system. Usually, na-apply to ng mga corporation or individual para naka-automate na sila. Parang pag nag-file sila, doon na yung payment. Connected yun sa bank. Okay? Or EBIR form system. Any authorized agent banks, RDO sa Revenue Collection Officers, or authorized tax software provider, to bago din to, or e-payment channels. O pwede naman na yan mag-online. Okay, pero yung jurisdiction ng donation, ito po yung paki-take note, kasi dito na lilito lagi ang mga taxpayers, no? Iba po ang jurisdiction natin sa donation as compared sa sale. Okay? Sa sale po kasi, ang jurisdiction is kung nasan yung property. Doon ka magpa-file ng tax. Pag donation po, residence of the donor, kung individual. Okay? Pero kung isa siyang corporation or non-individual, partnership, ganyan, kung saan siya registered. So, checkan yung TIN ni corporation, ni donor, dun po ipa-file. Okay? Pag meron din naman tayong taxpayer na classified as large taxpayer, dun naman sila sa large taxpayers division, if applicable. Okay? So the documents to be submitted, yung one set of complete documents po, original, or yung mga certified true copy, kung ano po yung naka-indicate doon. Then 2 sets of complete documents, so yung photocopy. So may claim slip po yan, yung una, official computation sheet claim slip, and then the second one na makukuha nyo is yung e-car claim slip. Okay? O baka mamaya isa lang makuha nyo. So make sure na after the computation claim slip at nabayaran nyo na, nasubmit nyo na, you ask for the e-car claim slip. So process flow, to sa lahat naman applicable. So submission muna for computation. Mabibigyan kayo ng official computation sheet slip. Tapos may date po doon kung kailan kukunin. Once na makuha nyo na, you can pay. Okay, file and pay. Then after that, you submit the payment. Then mag-issue naman siya ng e-car slip. And after that, yung e-car slip, may date po doon kung kailan nyo pwedeng makuha yung e-car. Okay? So that's all. We have 8 minutes more for our Q&A. Sige po, pag may mga tanong kayo.
Correct. Opo. So, ayun nga po, announce ko ulit. We are now accepting questions po for Attorney Tin Simbran to answer. Opo, while nag-aantay nga po ng ito nga yung mga questions from the participants, mention ko na lang rin po na na-appreciate ko rin po na may ganitong seminar kasi siguro yung common alam na lang natin sa real estate yung is the estate and donors tax is on real property lang. Tapos dito nga po sa discussion ninyo is meron ding personal property, stocks, shares, and sa cash.
Yes,
So
actually, oo.
the usual nga na the sale, capital gains tax or the withholding tax na discussion. All right. From the audience, may question pa po. Regarding estate and donors tax.
Buti
Okay.
na pagkasya.
Mukhang well-informed na yung mga audience natin, wala nang tanong, no? Or other, mayroon po ba kayong contact details for them to communicate with you?
Okay. Sige. Pwede naman, actually, I am a group supervisor sa RDO 46 South Rizal. Okay, sa assessment section po. Ayun, hanapin nyo lang ako doon.
Kuya, may supli ka.
Pag may kailangan kayo. Okay, ang office namin is located sa Santa Lucia Business Center, 3rd floor. So, ano lang yun, paglabas nyo ng LRT Marikina Pasig, paglabas nyo doon, kaliwa. Tapos, elevator lang, yun na. May
Tama.
makikita kayong malaking KKV na store. Papunta doon.
Bagong RDO 46, ano?
Yes, sobrang ganda ng office namin. May aircon na.
Okay.
Nagja-jacket na kami ngayon. So, yan. Dalawin niyo lang ako doon. Or, pwede naman kayo mag-email sa, I'll chat sa chat box. Baka mali ko eh.
How about your consulting company? Ayan nga po, yung
email na lang. Okay na, email.
tax and legal compliance. Kung pwede.
Oo. Yung legal insights. Yes. Yan, nag-accept naman ako ng mga consultation. Okay, at a very minimal price.
Correct.
Email niyo lang ako.
Anything beyond sa sa mga questions ng BIR. So kapag personalized, no?
Kapag other kahit hindi related sa tax, as long as may related sa law or ayun. Okay lang. Yung iba, maraming nga sa akin dyan, yung mga criminal cases. nag-i-inquire din, yan, mga away-away and all. So, yun. And, yes po, lumipat na kami. Nag-inaugurate kami just last, 3 weeks ago, I think. Kakalipat lang namin. So, yun. If you have any problem or concerns,
Ito po. Si Sir JM.
sige po.
Yes, Sir JM. May question po kayo.
Good afternoon po, attorney.
Yes po.
Clarify ko lang po, may naintindihan po somewhere sa law na since we are absolute community property na po when marriage,
Mm-mm.
if idodonate ko po yung property to my example, sibling ko po na got married po, magiging personal property niya na po ba yun aside from their marriage po? It will not be like absolute together with her.
Opo. Kung ang donation nyo po is specifically sa kanya, because of yung marriage niya, exclusive niya po yun. So, dapat clear po yung donation nyo. Okay? Baka kasi kung ang nilagay nyo dun kasi donated to Mr. and Mrs., basically, magiging part ng nila yon. Parang it will be conjugal sa kanila. But specific lang dun sa kapatid mo because kinasal sila. Pwede po yun maging exclusive po siya.
Okay, next up, may question tayo.
Follow up.
Okay,
Sorry.
follow-up question.
Pwede po ba mag-follow up muna?
Sige po.
Ah.
Sige, sir.
Follow up lang po. So does that mean yung private property niya na she is the sole proprietor o owner na pwede niyang ibenta anytime yung din
Yes po. Kasi
may
exclusive
proceeds
niya
pa na
po yun.
pupunta sa husband niya?
Wala naman po. Exclusive niya po yun. So, kung hindi na po required ang marital consent as long as proven na exclusive siya. Hindi na po required yung marital consent.
Okay, I think
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Okay, thank you very much for your question, Sir JM. And next question. Sorry, tagilid. Regarding personal property under donor's tax po, attorney, ano po ang kaibahan nun sa transfer of ownership via deed of donation process sa LTO?
Basahin ko. Personal property. Ano po kaibahan?
Sa mga vehicles.
Okay. Yun pong deed of donation nyo po na pinaprocess sa LTO, supposedly po, bayad po ang donor's tax. Okay? So, since registrable property siya, this government agency should require you to pay the donor's tax evidenced by the e-car. Then, yun po yung kasama nyong isasubmit sa LTO. Yung e-car, then yung deed of donation na may stamp ni BIR.
Okay. Ma'am Nicole, nasagot po ba ang question? Okay. Nasagot naman na ni Attorney Tin, no? So, mag-proceed na po tayo for the photo op.
Okay.
Once again, can we do the number 1 pose? VPI Conrad, please assist na lang po sa my screenshot.
Yes, happy to do so, PRO. Okay, thank you. So, request lang po everyone to please turn on your cameras so we can have a nice picture po. Okay, so request na lang po, pa-on po para makita po natin ang inyong beautiful faces. Yan. Okay, so I guess vast majority, hi Prof. Noel. Yan.
Hello sa mga students ko sa sa UCC, saka sa BBSI,
Kaya
Loa.
nga, attorney, nandito sila.
Thank you for attending.
Okay. Sige po, first, po natin, first nating page. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, next page po tayo. Yan, please turn on your cameras. 1, 2, 3. Ayan, okay po. So, thank you, PRO1. So, let's just acknowledge ko lang po ang presence po ng ating President, President Mary Joy Gochanco.
Hi, hello.
Hi, ma'am. Can you do a short message for us?
Yes, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So we are so grateful to have a very insightful afternoon today. And as I'm counting the participants, kanina we are 40, so may nag-out siguro. So I'd like to thank all 40 participants who joined our e-learning hub Reblex Success Series today. Our heartfelt appreciation also, of course, to our speakers, our EVP architect, Jess Chua, and of course to Attorney Tin Simbran for generously sharing their knowledge and insights this afternoon. And of course, to all participants, again, thank you for your commitment to learning and professional growth. I just always say this, no? Now, please always stay tuned to our NREA Metro Rizal e-learning hub because we have more learning opportunities in the coming sessions. So always remember, we are committed because we are one NREA with one vision and one learning community. So again, thank you. Have a wonderful day and God bless everyone.
Thank you po.
That has been President Joy Gochanco. Again nga, learning and earning sa NREA Metro Rizal. So, I think a congrats is in order rin po for attending this session. And then we will now proceed po for the certificate of recognition. We have here once again Press Joy Gochanco to give the award.
Okay, so let's give the certificate of appreciation, of course, to Attorney Maria Cristina A. Simbran for sharing her invaluable expertise on the topic of real estate taxation day of March 2026, our EVP, Jesus T. Chua. Congratulations and thank you again, Attorney Tin
Thank you po.
Simbran.
Thank you sa NREA Metro Rizal.
For the closing remarks, may I call on VP for Internal Affairs, John Conrad Cruz.
Okay, thank you very much to our hardworking Public Relations Officer, Juan Asuncion. So again, thank you very much po to everyone who attended and congratulations for the learning experience. We actually have several other learning sessions all for free, no? Para po sa inyo lahat. PRO1, can we flash the learning schedule? So so they can see how many more sessions we have.
Yes, all throughout po ito, no? Before the Reblex exam. Let me just get the
Yes.
photo lang.
Yes. So we have several more sessions. We hope that you can attend so you can make the most out of our highly experienced professionals. Ayan. So you can see lahat po ng mga speakers natin are highly experienced and they provide practical advice po. So take advantage of the free seminars from our esteemed lecturers. And I think PRO1, we can make all of these videos available po, no, sa ating e-learning hub. Tama po ba?
Correct. Opo, meron tayong recording nito, session 3 and 4. The session 1 and 2. Session 1 is Mr. Victor Solidum, condominium concepts, and session 2 is the somehow workshop ni Engineer Teddy Dalope, no? These are uploaded on our NREA Metro Rizal YouTube channel. So, ayun nga po, like, share, and subscribe.
Okay. So PRO1, can you please share the link of the YouTube channel dun sa sa chat box so they can see yung recordings.
So, hindi ko na po ma-flash yung sa
Ay, send na lang
mga
sa
following schedule. Please refer to the chat na lang po. Chat
Okay.
po.
Sige. So, ito guys, ako na lang siguro mag-share nung ano. Medyo ano lang, medyo maliit lang
Sige.
po, pasensya na po. So ito po siya. Pasensya na for the small size nung ano. We have at least two more. No, we have one in March in March 18 and one in March 28 po. So please stay tuned. Follow the NREA Metro Rizal chapter page so that you will be updated for our next free learning sessions open to all. So thank you very much po, Piero Juan.
Okay. We are now concluding our NREA Metro Results e-learning hub, the success series. No? So thank you for attending and have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
po.
much, everyone. Thank you.